go. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. Yeah, they know I'm a pro. Let's go, let's go. Let's go. If I go, I'ma get. When I flow, I'ma hit. And I know I'm the kid. I'm a soul, don't forget. I'ma blow up with it. Got my flow so vivid. Here we go, just beginning. Yeah, I throw every inning. Got my flow so legit. All I know is my shit. Here I go, they can whip. Post Malone in this bitch. Rock star making hits. Got guitar in this shit. Leaving scars cause we lit. All these bars that I spit. Yeah. Let's go, let's go! Let's go! If I know what I want, then I know what I get. If I go, they can whip, cause they know I get lit. I'm a pro, not a myth, and my flow got some wit. Never slow, drink a fit. I get hype, I get lit. Here I go, I get lit. Here I go, I get lit. Here I go, I get lit. I get hype for this shit. Here I go, I get lit. Here I go, I get lit. Here I go, I get lit. I get hype for this shit. That's right. I stay loose, I stay hype. I stay loose, I stay hype. I stay loose, I stay hype. I could do this all night, cause I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like. Sipping goose, sip is right. And I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow. Cause I know I'm the show. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. Yeah, they know I'm a pro. Let's go, let's go! Yeah! Let's go! If I go, I'ma get. When I flow, I'ma hit. And I know I'm the kid. I'm a soul, don't forget. I'ma blow up with it. Got my flow so vivid. Here we go, just beginning. Yeah, I throw every inning. Got my flow so legit. All I know is my shit. Here I go, they can whip. Post Malone in this bitch. Rock star making hits. Got guitar in this shit. Leaving scars cause we lit. All these bars that I spit. Yeah. Let's go, let's go! Let's go! If I know what I want, then I know what I get. If I go, they can whip, cause they know I get lit. I'm a pro, not a myth, and my flow got some wit. Never slow, drink a fit. I get hype, I get lit. Here I go, I get lit. Here I go, I get lit. Here I go, I get lit. I get hype for this shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I start the show, I gotta tell you, I woke up extremely tired this morning, and I thought about why. Because last night, NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver Night 1 literally drained me. It was so good. Emotions were high. Everything was just phenomenal. I woke up this morning, like I said, tired. And then I had this random burst of energy because I realized we have a whole other round coming tonight, baby. NXT's TakeOver Stand and Deliver Night 2. We are just a few hours away. This night, I believe, is going to steal the entire weekend. The matches on this card, by God, they can be better than WrestleMania. Don't at me on that because we all know that it's true. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Angle Podcast prediction and preview show for NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver night number 2. We did night 1 last night, the prediction and preview show. We did a full review and results show. Now we are going to night number 2. There were so many matches on this card, and I see all the people filling in the chat right now. I see Joey's there. A bunch of people are here. Let's see what Joey just said. Yeah, he's talking about Finn Balor. That's a big match. Finn Balor and Karrion Kross, a match we're going to discuss a little later on in the show. But I do want to start off the show by talking about the kickoff show, which will be on the pre-show. I believe it will be at 7 p.m. exclusively on Peacock. It's going to be a tag team match where the winners become the number 1 contenders for the NXT Tag Team Championship. We have Breezedango taking on Killian, Dain, and Drake Maverick. Now, this match, I believe we've seen it before. Both teams very, very well gelled together, doing phenomenal things in the NXT tag division. A big kudos to NXT for having such a great tag team division. Breezedango coming off their first title reign in all of WWE, not just NXT, a few months back. But I think Killian, Dain, and Drake Maverick have a lot to offer as a tag team because they are so entertaining, but both individually so great in the ring, but also as a tag team, they can do some phenomenal things. Killian Dain being the big, brawler. Drake Maverick being, the smaller high flyer. So I think that their tag team dynamic works excellent. And with that being said, I think tonight we're going to see Drake Maverick and Killian Dain become the number 1 contenders for the NXT Tag Team Championship. We saw last night NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver night number 1. We saw MSK become the new NXT Tag Team Champion. Spoiler alert, if you didn't see it, MSK, the 2021 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Champions, are the new NXT Tag Team Champions, defeating both Legado del Fantasma and the Grizzled Young Veterans. A phenomenal match, probably one of my favorite matches of the entire night last night. So if you didn't watch that, go check it out. Now, for the people who are just filling in now, I'm your host, Joey Karni. This is the Angle Podcast prediction and preview show for NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver night number 2. Big card tonight, a lot of stuff going down. And if you haven't already, please like this video and please subscribe to the Angle Podcast channel. We are nearing 400 subscribers. The numbers keep climbing all over social media, all over everything, really. The Angle Podcast is really just doing a lot right now, and a lot. It's getting out everywhere, and it's all due to you guys sharing it and liking and subscribing and commenting, doing all the great stuff that you do. So from the bottom of my heart, honestly, thank you for all the support. Like I said, this does not happen if it's not for your support. I see Ritter's in there smacking it raw. Ritter is here. The only Ritter that we like. I have to just point that out. So yeah, there's a lot of matches on tonight's card that we need to discuss, really. And we're going to start right now. Like I said, we just discussed the preview show, the pre-show. Killian Dain and Drake Maverick taking on Breezedango. The winners become the number 1 contender for the NXT Tag Team titles. We don't know if that match... I was reading the description for this match, by the way, and the way that I read it, it seemed like the winners of this match go on to face the champions on the card, but I'm not sure if that's confirmed or not because I don't see anything anywhere. Maybe it's just down the road. That's what I'm going to assume. And I predicted Killian Dain and Drake Maverick to get the win in that match. So from how I'm seeing the card tonight, the way I predicted the card last night was actually the way the pay-per-view played out. So WWE actually kind of foreshadowing by releasing the graphics of their matches. So I'm going to read them in the same order I did last night because they actually went down the exact same way that they released them. So I see here the first match of the night, I'm assuming, will be the ladder match for the undisputed NXT Cruiserweight Championship. We have the champion, Jordan Devlin, taking on the champion, Santos Escobar. This match quite possibly can be a show stealer. And I'm going to say that about every match because it's true. All these matches on the card tonight have the opportunity or have the potential to be the show of the night. Now, Killian Dain, Jordan Devlin rightfully won the Cruiserweight Championship last year. I believe it was like in February or March of 2020 at I think it was NXT Worlds Collide, one of those pay-per-views where we saw DIY come back together. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. That's the best way I can describe it. But Santos Escobar, in Jordan Devlin's absence, became the Cruiserweight Champion and really did such a phenomenal job putting the title, in the spotlight, but also building the stars that is Legado del Fantasma. So, honestly, this match can go either way. Jordan Devlin, obviously, on the NXT UK side. Santos Escobar here in NXT and US. A lot of different ways this match can go. Honestly, I like seeing the Cruiserweight Championship utilized. I like seeing it defended. I like seeing it spotlighted, or having the spotlight. I think since its creation just a few short years ago, being that purple title we saw originally won by TJP, I think since then it's kind of lost its, I don't know, lost its panache, I guess you could say. It lost its spot or spotlight. It's really just fell in between the cracks. We really don't. I don't know about you, but I do not even look at 205 Live anymore. If it's even a show, I have no idea. I don't watch it. I mean, it just fell off. And really, the Cruiserweight division is just one of those things where people just say, yeah, it's the Cruiserweight division. But really, it's the most underrated division, I think, in all of WWE. Such phenomenal stars. And like I said before, Santos Escobar really putting it back on the map, doing a phenomenal job, which is why for this match, I'm going to predict, based just upon who I would like to see as the Cruiserweight Champion, I'm going to predict that Santos Escobar retains and becomes the undisputed Cruiserweight Champion. I think that being a ladder match and also being a high flyer, I think that it gives him the advantage, but also having tag team partners, Legado del Fantasma, really can help, really just gives him the advantage going into this match. I'm looking into, Joey Retro says, I missed the Cruiserweight division on the main roster. I honestly do too. You would think on Monday Night Raw, 3-hour show, and from what we saw this past Monday, it was ridiculously miserable. I couldn't bear watching. I even tweeted out that I did not find anything interesting about that episode. And, having some time, even 1 or 2 matches, they don't have to be 25-minute matches. Give, a 10-minute match here or a 7-minute match here. Give the guys from the Cruiserweight division some leeway. I originally liked the idea of bringing the Cruiserweight division to NXT, seeing stars like Lindsay Dorado or Drew Gulak, just different stars that I personally like to watch that don't really get the spotlight on Raw or SmackDown. And honestly, that just disappeared completely. So, Joe Fo in the ring, Devlin. It could go either way. Honestly, both would do an excellent job as Cruiserweight champion, but based upon what we've seen thus far from each champion, I really like what Santos Escobar is doing. I am excited for this match. Even if it does open a show, this is the match that really can be the wow match of the entire card, just because it has, the ladder match aspect. So, and both guys are high, or Santos Escobar is a high flyer. So we can't forget that also. He is a Lucha Libre star. And by the way, on the NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver press conference, he claimed he was the best display of Lucha Libre in all of WWE. And honestly, I have to agree with him there. Santos Escobar really doing phenomenal things. And I always say this when on this topic. Legado del Fantasma is the most and I think I said it last night too, is the most underrated faction in all of WWE. They don't get as much credit as they deserve, especially Santos Escobar, like I keep saying, putting the NXT Cruiserweight Championship back on the map. I'm excited for this match. I hope you are too. I'm predicting Santos Escobar becomes the undisputed Cruiserweight Champion. Now, another match that I do want to discuss on this card is the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship match. Now, a lot of people had an issue with the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship coming into fruition. It was a match that, it was a title that a lot of people didn't think should be there, just because WWE has so many titles at the moment. Why not put the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship on Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai? Why not put them on Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart, or all the other great teams in NXT? Why do they have to create their own championship? Well, because they want to keep it separate. And as you can see from WrestleMania week, look how many women's tag team matches we are getting. We're getting one tonight for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship. We're getting a women's tag team turmoil match on night 1 of WrestleMania, and then night 2, the winners of the match go on to face the women's tag team champion. So a lot of women's tag team action happening right now in WWE. It turned out to be a phenomenal idea. So tonight we have the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship match. It's Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon, the two who beat Raquel Gonzalez. By the way, the new NXT Women's Champion. Sorry, my phone keeps going off. The new NXT Women's Champion and Dakota Kai for those titles on the exact same night that they were awarded them. And Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez winning the 2021 Women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic a little short while ago, and just earning that shot or earning the opportunity to be the women's champions. But in the first defense, they lost it to the current champions, Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon. And they will be taking on The Way, Candice LeRae, and Indi Hartwell. This match, I think, just is going to be one of the best. Well, actually, there's only been a couple, but it's going to be one of the better women's matches on the card. We know Shotzi Blackheart, she's one of the fan favorites in all of NXT. Ember Moon rising back like a phoenix, coming back to the top of NXT since she's come back. Candice LeRae and Indi Hartwell doing some amazing things in NXT. When they first brought in Indi Hartwell, I wasn't sure how she would gel with them. I didn't really understand the whole idea of The Way with Austin Theory and Johnny Gargano. I wasn't really a fan of it. And now, seeing what they've been doing with Dexter Lumis, seeing what they've been doing now with the women's tag team champions, I am a huge fan of The Way. I'm a huge fan of Candice LeRae and Indi Hartwell as a tag team. If you're not going to put the NXT Women's Championship on Candice LeRae, which we've seen plenty of times already, they have yet to do, giving her so many opportunities, you might as well put her in this position, let her help build Indi Hartwell, and have another women's tag team who could potentially become the new women's tag team champions tonight. So this match, Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon defending the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship against Candice LeRae and Indi Hartwell. It's very close to call, I do have to say, just because of the run currently we're seeing from Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart. I really do see them retaining their titles, but honestly, I would love to see the Women's Tag Team Championship of NXT go to Indi Hartwell and Candice LeRae. And that's where we're going to switch over into the NXT North American Championship match, which another member of The Way, Johnny Gargano, will be defending his North American Championship tonight against the winner of the Gauntlet Eliminator match last night. Shocked the world, shocked everyone. Did not shock the system because that's no longer a thing. He shocked the world, the NXT universe, the WWE universe last night. It was the one match that I predicted wrong out of the entire card. It was Bronson Reed becoming the #1 contender for the NXT North American Championship. Like I said, it shocked everyone. Everyone predicted it to be Dexter Lumis just because of the story he's involved with Johnny Gargano. Once Dexter was eliminated, everybody said, oh, it's going to be LA Knight. Shortly after Dexter Lumis was eliminated, LA Knight was eliminated. Then everyone said, oh, it's going to be Cameron Grimes. And shortly after that, Cameron Grimes was eliminated until it was down to Isaiah Swerve Scott and Bronson Reed. And like I said last night, at that point, you kind of know who's going to win. Bronson Reed becoming the new NXT, the new #1 contender for the NXT North American Championship. He'll be getting that opportunity tonight going against Johnny Gargano. And that's where the match we're talking about right now. If you are just tuning in, I'm your host, Joey Karni. This is the Angle Podcast prediction and preview show for NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver night number 2. We did this last night, a prediction and preview show early on, and then we went into the full review and post show just like we're going to do after the pay-per-view tonight. So if you're watching now, you like what you see, hit that subscribe button, comment down below the match you'd like to see, like this video, and come back after the show for another round to talk about NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. We're talking right now about the NXT North American Championship match that's happening tonight. Bronson Reed winning the Gauntlet match last night, earning this shot. And I'm predicting now we're going to see Bronson Reed become the new NXT North American Champion. Now, a lot of people were complaining last night. Well, not really complaining, but they didn't understand. I was one of them, by the way. Did not understand why Bronson Reed won this opportunity. And I had some time to process it, and now I understand it. Bronson Reed winning this match, becoming the new North American Champion, would allow him to go into a feud with LA Knight, would allow him to go into a feud with who else was in that match? Isaiah Swerve Scott, Leon Ruff, would allow him to have a feud with Cameron Grimes. Now Johnny Gargano would be able to continue his feud with Dexter Lumis. You don't necessarily need that title, and now you have two separate feuds going in NXT, two great feuds happening in NXT. So, in the words of Triple H, I guess that was best for business. So Bronson Reed, I believe, will become the new North American champion tonight. Now, if that's the case, I can definitely see, going back to the women's tag team title match, I can definitely see if Johnny Gargano loses his title, then Indi Hartwell and Candice LeRae can become the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, keeping gold in the way, keeping them relevant, sort of say, instead of them having being a bunch of crybabies with no titles, going after everybody and losing. So I definitely think in regards to the women's tag team titles, like I said, this match can go either way, just because of the run Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart are having right now. I could definitely see them walking away as champions. But then again, if Johnny Gargano loses tonight, loses his North American Championship, Indi Hartwell and Candice LeRae have a great chance to keep gold in the way and become the new NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. Let me know in the chat, because this is one of the matches I'm having a difficulty picking a winner. So if you're in the chat right now, who do you think will be walking away as the new or in general, the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions? Will it be Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart, or will it be the Way members Candice LeRae and Indi Hartwell? But until then, we're going to talk about another match on the card, and that is the Unsanctioned Match, the match that I believe everyone is looking forward to most, because this is the most unpredictable match of the entire card. Not just tonight, but both nights, night 1 and night 2 of NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. Kyle O'Reilly will be taking on Adam Cole. Now, these two have had great matches outside of WWE on the independent scene. They have had some great matches together in NXT as a faction, a little group. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but the Undisputed Era, baby. These two guys know how to work well together. They know how to work well against each other. And by God, I think this match will be the match of the entire event of NXT TakeOver. This is the match that we're going to be talking about years to come, when NXT or when Adam Cole is a Universal Champion or WWE Champion, when Kyle O'Reilly is a Universal Champion or WWE Champion. Years down the road, we're going to still be talking about this match, the unsanctioned match between Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole. Now, those in the chat, let me know who you think is going to win this match, because I know a lot of people were looking forward to this match. Honestly, this match can go either way, and that's why I said it's the most unpredictable match on the card. You kind of know, looking at all the matches, who's going to walk away with the win. But this match in particular, I think either one winning would be a great decision. Adam Cole breaking up the Undisputed Era, one of the biggest heartbreaks I think the wrestling fans have had. I think this is probably the biggest heartbreak in all of NXT history, really, besides Ciampa turning on Gargano. But this is definitely up there, either one or number two. And over the past few weeks, just really ripping everything to shreds that has to do with the Undisputed Era. Whether it was the moment where he went to go rip the armband off of Kyle O'Reilly, whether it was low-blowing Roderick Strong. We have yet to hear from Bobby Fish. How much fish could Bobby Fish fry if Bobby Fish could fry fish? Oh my God, I almost had it correct. Damn it. We still have yet to hear from him, so we don't know where he's going to stand. Honestly, I would love him when he comes back to be in a tag team with Roderick Strong. They don't have to be the Undisputed Era, but definitely keep them as a tag team. Utilize them, and that'd be another great tag team in NXT. We're getting off track here. Bobby, Kyle O'Reilly, and Adam Cole. Man, this match is gonna turn a lot of heads. This match is gonna bring out a lot of emotion. We're gonna see years and years and years of these two, like I said, being a great tag team and also being great competitors against each other. This match, I do have to predict, after what we've seen over the last few months, I do have to say I see Kyle O'Reilly walking away as the victor. Adam Cole already has experience as the NXT North American Champion. Adam Cole already has experience as the NXT Tag Team Champion. Adam Cole already has experience being at the top of the mountain, being one of the longest reigning NXT World Champions in history. Kyle O'Reilly has yet to have that same experience. He's only been a tag team champion. I believe that this match is being done to elevate Kyle O'Reilly, but also put Adam Cole back in the main event picture, because he's been out of it for quite some time. Kyle O'Reilly having some phenomenal matches with Finn Balor over the last few months, feuding for the NXT Championship, but not getting the job done. This match has the potential to put him back in the driver's seat, put him back in the hunt for the NXT title, and this match will pretty much be the undeclared number one contendership. If you look at it from the outside, honestly, really looking in, where the winner of this match, Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole, can become the next contender for the NXT World Championship. So with that being said, I definitely see this match going in favor of Kyle O'Reilly. He has the most to prove. He has the most to gain. Adam Cole is already at the top of the mountain. He's been at the top of the mountain. We already know he's going places. And by God, I think if he loses tonight, this may be the next step to Adam Cole going to the main roster, whether it's Raw or SmackDown, because we know right now Raw is drowning. Ratings are ridiculously low. Creative is ridiculously lazy. Adding Adam Cole to Monday Night Raw. Now we have Edge over on SmackDown doing phenomenal things with the Universal title picture. Roman Reigns doing he is the most phenomenal, no pun intended, to AJ Styles. He's doing the best work in WWE of anybody right now. Raw needs some star power, needs some real great characters. Adam Cole would be a great fit to this roster. I also said last night, grizzled young veterans would be a great addition to the Monday Night Raw roster. So there is a lot of potential here with where this story goes. This is obviously the first one-on-one match between these two. I could definitely see another one happening, but this match in particular, NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver night number 2, I see going in favor of Kyle O'Reilly. He has been the one to really, take a huge loss but keep going, take another huge loss and keep going, and just taking the biggest loss of all, losing the Undisputed Era, being the reason why Adam Cole decided to dismember them. So I think tonight we're going to see the frustration, the anger, the hunger from Kyle O'Reilly all come out into one, balling up his fist, taking out Adam Cole. And we're going to see Kyle O'Reilly walk away the victor. Now, because it is unsanctioned, this may go in favor of Adam Cole. We know Adam Cole is one of the best heels in all of WWE. He knows how to get the job done. We keep saying the experience factor. He has been at the top of the mountain. He's been all around the mountain. This guy is the mountain of NXT. He has the experience. He knows how to do these things. So we may see him pull out some tricks, pull out some weapons, do some crazy things. We have to remember this is unsanctioned, so anything goes. Adam Cole may be the favorite or the most experienced going to this match, but I keep saying Kyle O'Reilly has the most to gain. He has the most to lose. So he has to be the one to get the job done tonight. I'm predicting Kyle O'Reilly is going to beat Adam Cole, baby. I see Joey Retro says in the chat he sees Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon retaining their NXT Women's Championship, and he also says WWE needs to drop the brand split. Here's the thing. If you drop the brand split right now, there is just so much talent on each roster. You would not be getting the WrestleMania matches that you were having this year if they dropped the brand split. You would not be getting a Cesaro singles match on the card. Just one example. You would just see Roman Reigns on both Raw and SmackDown. You would see Edge on both Raw and SmackDown. You would see just the same things as we saw before. There would be no room for other stars, despite we're really not seeing other stars. Like, I want to see more of Shinsuke Nakamura. Honestly, I want to see more of King Corbin. I want to see more of Jey Uso. I want to see more of the SmackDown Tag Team Champions Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, who've almost held those titles for 100 days and have yet to defend them. They're defending them tonight or tomorrow night for WrestleMania SmackDown, whatever the hell that is. But we're getting off topic here. We're talking about NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. If you're just tuning in, again, I'm your host, Joey Karni. This is the Angle Podcast prediction and preview show for NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver night number 2, the final night of this 2-day extravaganza. It's just too damn good. It's just too damn big for one night. And by the way, NXT last night was the last night that NXT went head-to-head with AEW. So we have to take a moment here to pay tribute to AEW versus NXT. The Wednesday Night Wars officially over after last night. And what a way to go out, by the way, with an NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver, doing just that. All the fans standing, the NXT TakeOver, NXT talent delivering their last night, going head-to-head with AEW. Pretend that was a 10-bell salute, because that's all we're going to get here. Now, next week, NXT will be live on Tuesdays, same place, USA Network. I'm excited. This is going to be a great, great thing for NXT. Now we all get to watch NXT fully through, if you like that show. It's my favorite brand out of all the brands of wrestling. And then on Wednesday, you get to watch your AEW. No interruptions, no flipping the channel, no stress of going back and forth, missing something. Each one gets their own night. And also remember, Thursday, you get Impact Wrestling moving to Thursday. So every day of the week now, you get a wrestling show. So it's going to be a great, great thing next week. The first official week of all these shows getting their own night. But again, we're getting off topic here. There's one more match we need to discuss. It is the main event of the entire night. It is the NXT Championship match. It is the current crowned NXT champion, Finn Balor, taking on the uncrowned NXT champion, Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross defeating Keith Lee a few takeovers ago, becoming the NXT champion, being injured, separating his shoulder, being out for more than he thought, having surgery done, all that stuff, to come back. He wants to be, once again, the NXT champion, a championship he never lost. Gave it up the first day he had it. Finn Balor stepping in, really doing some great things. His best work, I think, in his whole career of WWE. Not even his first run in NXT or his main roster run can compare to the things he's doing now. Finn Balor has just been one of the you know what? I'm going to say this. Finn Balor has been my favorite NXT champion, because not one single situation he's been in has he yet to be like arrogant or cocky in a way, but he's been confident enough to know that who the hell he is and that he knows how to get the job done. Every situation he's been in, whether it's Kyle O'Reilly or Adam Cole or anyone he's faced, he steps up to the plate, he gets the job done, and he does a great job entertaining all the NXT fans. So kudos to Finn Balor. If tonight is his last night as the NXT champion, he's just done a phenomenal job taking up the reins from when Karrion Kross got injured, like I said, a few takeovers ago. But I think tonight we're going to see a new NXT champion. If we saw anything happen last night, the main event of the show, a new NXT Women's Champion, I think we're going to repeat history. Tonight we're going to see a new NXT champion crowned in the main event. I think Karrion Kross takes the reins over NXT tonight. It's just been too long since he's done it. Ever since he's come back, he's just been floating around, figuring out what to do or how to get back to this spot that he's in tonight. This is the biggest takeover of all time. This is the biggest match in NXT of all time. The lights are shining bright. It is the main event of NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver night number 2. Karrion Kross and Finn Balor NXT Championship. I have to go with Karrion Kross. He's ready. He's back. He's 110%. And I think from the last time that him and Finn Balor were in the ring together, he will definitely know how to get the job done. I think, like I keep saying, new NXT champion in Karrion Kross. Now, if that does happen, where does Finn Balor go? What happens next? I think that we're going to get a Finn Balor quick rebound for Finn Balor. I think that he'll definitely have another opportunity against Karrion Kross. Maybe lose that. And if he does, I think we're going to get the match we've all been waiting for. And that is Walter defending the NXT UK Championship against Finn Balor. And honestly, I would love to see Finn Balor as the NXT UK champion. Let him go over to the UK. Let him defend that title. Let him go against all the great talent over there. Bring the title here. make everything relevant. And I said it about Tommaso Ciampa last night. If Tommaso Ciampa were to win the NXT UK Championship, I would definitely be watching NXT UK a lot more. And I think the same thing goes for Finn Balor. If Finn Balor loses tonight, I definitely see him finally getting that feud that we got stopped before COVID happened. Finn Balor versus Walter, NXT UK Championship. So, yeah, I'm seeing Joey Retro says Finn on SmackDown versus Reigns. Honestly, this Finn Balor, I think, can be the top of any brand he's on. But unfortunately, if he does go back to SmackDown, if he does go back to Raw, I think he'll be best mid-card just because WWE has so many top stars on their roster. And honestly, my perspective has changed on this whole roster thing after I did my interview with Nick Aldis, the NWA World Champion. By the way, kudos to Nick Aldis a couple days ago, passing 900 days as the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, the 10 pounds of gold. 900 days, that is incredible. But when I spoke to him, he kind of talked about why he didn't sign with AEW, why he didn't sign with WWE. And his reasoning was he wasn't needed there. There's so many top stars in that company that someone has to drop themselves down to the mid-card. Someone has to open the show. Someone has to be on the pre-show. And I feel like if Finn Balor was to go back, the exact same thing would happen. Finn Balor was the NXT champion his first run. He was the biggest star in NXT. He was the cream of the crop of that brand. He was the one everybody wanted to see in the main roster, all taking over everything. And he started to. And then he quickly just fell to the back. I think if he goes to Raw or SmackDown with this character, he may be there a little longer, but the same thing will happen. So I would prefer Finn Balor to go to NXT UK, work with the guys over there, do some phenomenal work, and then maybe transition over to Raw or SmackDown or back to NXT. But I think for right now, we're going to see Karrion Kross become the new NXT champion tonight. So if you're just tuning in, I'm going to go over again all the matches for tonight quickly with my prediction. The pre-show starting in about, 30 minutes or so, 25 minutes. At 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have a tag team match where the winners will become the number one contender for the NXT Tag Team Championship. We have Breezedango taking on Killian Dain and Drake Maverick. I'm predicting Drake Maverick and Killian Dain finally getting a fair shot at the NXT Tag Team Championship. We have a ladder match to open the show for the undisputed NXT Cruiserweight Championship. Jordan Devlin, the champion, taking on the champion, Santos Escobar, both holding the titles for a fair amount of time, both doing some phenomenal things. But I think from what we've seen, I prefer, and I think the prediction goes to Santos Escobar becoming the undisputed NXT Cruiserweight Champion. The NXT Women's Tag Team Championship match, Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon defending against the Way members, Candice, LeRae, and Indi Hartwell. A lot of people in the chat saying that they think it's going to be Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart retain their titles. I could definitely see both Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon retaining, or Candice LeRae and Indi Hartwell becoming champions if Johnny Gargano loses the NXT North American Championship. But if I'm going to have to pick a winner for this match, I'm definitely going to say I believe Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon will retain the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship. Now for the NXT North American Championship, what I just briefly said, Bronson Reed earning his shot last night, getting the opportunity tonight on night 2 to face Johnny Gargano. I think tonight we see a new NXT North American champion, Bronson Reed, finally getting that fair push he's been very much deserving over the last few weeks, doing some phenomenal things. A win over LA Knight and also eliminating LA Knight last night. I think he's in the driver's seat to get the job done. Prediction, spoiler alert, whatever you want to call it. Bronson Reed becoming the new NXT North American champion. The unsanctioned match between Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole. We just spoke for a while on this match. Both have great experience against each other. Both have great experience with each other, side by side. I think tonight, Kyle O'Reilly has the most to gain and the most to lose. Regardless of the outcome, I think the winner, it will most likely be the next number one contender for the NXT Championship. And with that all being said, I definitely see Kyle O'Reilly winning this match, officially ending the whole story that is the Undisputed Era, bringing it to a close. Kyle O'Reilly standing tall, letting Adam Cole go do his own thing, maybe on another brand or maybe somewhere else on the card. But Kyle O'Reilly getting the job done tonight. Night 2, NXT TakeOver, Stand and Deliver. The main event of the night, the biggest match in NXT TakeOver history, at the biggest takeover in NXT history. It's Karrion Kross versus the champion Finn Balor. I'm predicting it. All the people are predicting it. Karrion Kross becomes your new NXT World Heavyweight Champion. A lot of things to look forward to tonight. And before we end the show, I do want to discuss what is happening this whole week with the Angle Podcast, what's happening this weekend with WrestleMania. So I'm going to briefly go into it right now. We have, let's see here, on Monday, I released the top 5 matches, my top 5 matches in all of WrestleMania history. I picked 5 matches, go into detail of those matches. You can check that out exactly on the same channel you're watching at The Angle Radio. On Tuesday, I released a belt review. The first one I did about the United States Championship, comparing and contrasting the new version to the old version. A lot of people liked it. Almost 1,000 views on that video. I did one with this title, the World Heavyweight Championship, the 2003 edition that is actually signed by Chris Benoit. I go into the story of how I met Chris Benoit back in 2003, 2004, right before he became the champion, actually held that very title. So that's a belt review that was released on Tuesday. Again, check it out on the Angle Podcast YouTube channel. Last night, prediction and preview show, full review and results show from night 1 tonight, doing the same thing all over again. This is the prediction and preview show. After the show goes off the air later tonight, full review and results. Now, this weekend, WrestleMania, the whole reason why we're here today, Saturday, prediction and preview show and full review and results show of night 1, and we're going to do it all over again for night 2. Nearly, 10 streams this whole week, doing a lot of content, doing a lot of work. I hope it's been worthwhile to engage with, to watch, to like, whatever you want to call it. A lot of great stuff happening in WWE, a lot of great stuff happening with the Angle Podcast. So I keep saying, please, we're almost to 400 subscribers on YouTube. Like and subscribe. Comment down below the match you're looking forward to most. Honestly, the match I'm looking forward to most tonight is the unsanctioned match between Kyle O'Reilly and Finn Balor. I know a lot of people are looking forward to that match too. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the show. We are just 20 minutes shy of the TakeOver pre-show starting. Like I said, we're going to have that match, the tag team match where the winners become the number 1 contender for the tag team titles. Killian, Dain, and Drake Maverick taking on Breezedango. Now, like I keep saying, please like and subscribe, like the video, and drop a comment whether a part you liked of this show, something that I said that you liked, something that I missed that you wanted me to talk about, or just a match you're looking forward to in general tonight. I will be back in the same place after the pay-per-view concludes. It's most likely going to be like 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to do a full review and results show. I hope you check that out. If you like what you saw here, come back again. We're going to do the very same thing, just going over the results and doing a full review, full analysis of the show, and maybe even drop some details as to who my next guest will be. I'm going to be releasing the full press release on Friday of who my next big guest is for next week's interview. But maybe I'll drop some hints on the post show, the full review and results show. So you might want to be there. You might want to check that out. Same place, right after the pay-per-view. I will see you there. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for everybody in the chat, dropping some comments, giving their opinions. A lot to look forward to tonight. We're going to close this show out in an amazing, amazing way. NXT TakeOver, Stand and Deliver, night number 2. Probably the biggest, best event we're getting the entire week. And we're only halfway through. One more night. I am so excited to see this match, see this whole show play out. And I hope you are too. Like I always say at the end of these shows, I like to end on a positive note. What a time to be a pro wrestling fan. I will see you at the Angle Podcast, full review and results show after NXT TakeOver. So without further ado, go get your popcorn ready. Go get a cold beverage. We got some time before the show starts. NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver, night number 2, coming to you shortly. I will see you after the show.
I stay loose, I stay hype, I stay loose, I stay hype, I stay loose, I stay hype. I could do this all night, cause I do what I like, yeah I do what I like, yeah I do what I like.